Hey everyone, welcome back to The Claw. I'm Patty. The Claw is back for another season, and somehow they trusted me with a microphone.
I'm Julia, here to report the news and make sure Patty doesn't break anything in the studio.
And I'm Gigi. I'll be bringing you stories about the cool stuff students are doing and maybe a few stories about how we survived senior year.
We've gotten a lot coming your way this season, and probably some bloopers. We'll regret that later.
It's season 2, episode 1.
We're back, we're bold, and we're definitely running on caffeine.
We're kicking off season 2 with a brand new stories, segments, and a whole lot of energy.
That's right, we're back, sharper than ever, bringing you the latest in school news, student life, and everything happening around campus.
This season, we're taking things up a notch. More interviews, more creativity, and more of the moments that make our school awesome. And of course, some surprises along the way, because it wouldn't be The Claw without a few twists.
In this episode, we'll take you behind the scenes of the fall play, the somewhat true tale of Robin Hood, and have the latest updates in community council and community council connections. We've got opinions, popcorn, and probably a few disagreements with one of our own reporters' takes on movies in this episode's Souhegan Showtime, plus some other fun segment surprises.
We've also got a segment with Patty on Souhegan Soundcheck, where he covers album reviews and other major music news, and a segment called Club Corner, where a Souhegan club is highlighted each episode.
We caught up with a local author who's turned our hometown's creepiest tales into must-read stories just in time for the spooky season, plus a Halloween PSA created by our students from one of the video production classes.
Season 2 starts right here, right now. Halloween is almost here, and that means one thing: candy, lots of it. So Gigi and Julia hit the halls to find out which sweet treats Souhegan students can't resist. Chocolate, gummies, or maybe something controversial like candy corn. Everyone's got an opinion. Here's Julia and Gigi with this week's very important question. What's your favorite candy?
What's your name?
Bryn.
And what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Reese's Pieces.
Skittles.
My favorite Halloween candy is the big individually wrapped Lifesaver gummies.
Fun.
Kit Kats.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Skittles.
My favorite Halloween candy is Twizzlers.
Reese's.
M&M's. Candy corn.
My beautiful Skittles.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Twix. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Kit Kats.
Twix.
Reese's.
Milky Way.
Twix.
Kit Kats.
Twix.
Snickers.
Twix.
Reese's. Starburst.
My favorite Halloween candy is Dingus.
After school, Souhegan is buzzing with clubs from arts and robotics to debate and drama.
And that's where Club Corner comes in. Each episode, Charles Beza checks out a different club to see what they're all about.
This time, Charles is hanging out with the Law and Justice Club, where students explore real-world legal issues and put their debate skills to the test.
Sounds like a case worth investigating. Here's Club Corner with Charles and the Law and Justice Club.
Hi, I'm Violet Quesnell, and I am a co-president of Law and Justice Club.
Hi, I'm Lucas Steckbeck, and I'm the other co-president of Law and Justice Club.
Law and Justice is a club revolved around learning more about the U.S. legal system.
What does Law and Justice do?
Law and Justice Club revolves around the learning of different legal aspects in the United States.
Yeah, it also works with the community involvement on things like raising money for legal aid, understanding what legal aid may look like in our community, and just getting a better understanding of how we can involve ourselves within the legal process.
Why did you start the club?
Me and Violet both, I think, want to explore careers in law, or once wanted to do that, and we're both a part of other clubs like mock trial that do that, and we kind of wanted to expand our knowledge through the topic, and I felt like this was the best way to do that for myself and also share that with the Souhegan community.
Yeah, we felt like there was a gap in all the clubs and activities. For law, there's mock trial at Souhegan, but that's more so a team. So we kind of wanted to have a friendly environment for people to just come and expand their knowledge rather than being on an actual team and competing.
Do you have any other goals or things you want to do with law and justice?
Yeah, I think we have a few goals this year. One of our main goals is we began to start working with 603 Legal Aid and Campaign for Legal Services, who works with raising money for underrepresented families in New Hampshire, and one of our goals this year is to raise money towards that organization. We've already raised $250, and we aim to host an event that can raise even more money towards that cause.
Yeah, another one of our goals for this year is to get some real experience outside of just the classroom. So we're looking to go to a New Hampshire Supreme Court case as a group and study that case and see it going on in real life to see what some legal situations are like in real life.
Is there any events that people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so we're planning a pickleball tournament in the month of November to raise money for 603 Legal Aid and Campaign for Legal Services. So there will be a buy-in and it will be a competitive pickleball tournament.
Thanks, Charles, and the Law and Justice Club for giving us an inside look at what they do.
I'd say they make a pretty strong case for joining.
We rest our case.
That was Club Corner with Charles. Can't wait to see which club he visits next.
Our next story takes us beyond the studio and into the heart of Amherst, where history and mystery seem to go hand in hand.
Reporter Charlie Saunders met up with the local author, Susanna Hargreaves, whose book, The Ghostly Tales of Amherst, New Hampshire, uncovers the eerie legends and ghostly tales hidden around town.
They took a spooky tour of the Green, the Town Hall, and the historical cemetery behind the Town Hall to see where some of those stories come to life.
Here's Charlie with more, if you dare to watch After Dark.
I am Charlie Saunders from Souhegan, and I am reporting for The Claw, and I am here today with
Susanna Hargreaves
at the cemetery behind the town hall, one of the town's first burial grounds. And we are at this gravestone of a founding father of Amherst, and we are going to be interviewing today and asking you some questions on the book that you wrote, The Ghostly Tales of Amherst, New Hampshire. We have it at our town library and public library.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So, what is one of the first things that inspired you to write haunted stories from our town, write about them in a book like this?
You know, I've always loved to write. Several years ago, I had a couple of incidents at our home, and I started talking to people in the community, in my neighborhood, and I connected with the Historical Society of Amherst, which is a wonderful organization. And as I got to talk to people, I found that I wasn't alone, that there were other people that had ghostly stories to share. So I had enough to create a book. And as they were renovating and doing construction in the basement, they discovered the skeletons of two bodies. And one was small and one was larger, adult size. And then they also found a bunch of other bones. So they had to halt construction, and they notified the authorities. And after some research and study, they discovered it was a young woman and a small child. They buried them in respect here. And when I heard the story of the skeletons, I thought, oh, there has to be a ghost story, because I always felt that there was something here. It's a very old building. You just kind of have a feeling, I don't know, and I was curious. You know, when you are curious about something, you got to pursue it, you know? Don't be afraid. So anyhow, she told me that as she was working right away, when she would come in, she would feel like somebody was with her. And her office was upstairs, and it's right beyond the meeting room. And when she'd be at her desk, she would hear, you know, footsteps and all of this commotion in the hallway and in the meeting room. She would hear noises, and when she would get up and go check, there would be no one there.
So a lot of people have seen this block, and maybe even when you were younger, you climbed on it, jumped off of it while you were in the village here. But there's a much darker story behind it. Can you tell us that?
As a place to punish people that broke the law.
So have you written any other stories before this one about ghosts in other towns in New Hampshire or places where you lived before?
I have 2 other books. I wrote one, The Ghostly Tales of Nashua, New Hampshire, because I went to high school in Nashua, and there were stories that we would, you know, follow as when I was young. The other one is The Ghostly Tales of New Hampshire's White Mountains.
So which story in the book about the ghostly tales of New Hampshire, or your other books even, did you find the most chilling to hear about?
The most chilling one actually is in this town, and it's in a home that's not far from here, and it involved an old spinster who started some fires. You know, this book was for entertainment purposes, but it was also to encourage a love of history and a love of storytelling. And you know, I want it to be conveyed that we need to be respectful of other people's beliefs and those that have passed on.
A fascinating look into our town's haunted history. Thank you, Susanna and Charlie, for that story.
Whether you believe the legends or not, Amherst definitely has its share of an eerie charm.
To be or not to be, that is the question. And that's why we're heading into the world of tights and arrows and a whole lot of laughter.
That's right, Souhegan's theater department is bringing the somewhat true tale of Robin Hood to the stage, and we got a sneak peek behind the scenes.
From set design and costumes to the cast's favorite moments, our crew talked to the students who are making this hilarious twist on a classic story come to life.
You can catch the somewhat true tale of Robin Hood in Souhegan's theater on November 14th at 7 p.m. and again on November 15th at 2 and 7 p.m.
Here's theater behind the scenes with a look at making the somewhat true tale of Robin Hood.
Dance, dance, dance.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm the stage manager, and my favorite quote from the show is, "I'm a weeping willow."
Can you guys go ahead and do the measurement?
Hi, my name's Summer. I'm one of the stage managers, and my favorite line is, "Oh, Mr. Technical Director."
Morally challenged.
Are you quite finished?
The paper mache.
Paper mache cam.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
No, don't divorce me.
Oh, shock and disbelief!
Is I prefer to be called morally challenged.
Oh, I'm dying! I'm dying! What's that? Grandma, is that you? Come into the light. Oh!
Ooh, pretty.
Prozac comes to mind.
I'm a weeping willow.
I'm a weeping willow.
From the window!
I prefer the term morally challenged.
That's my wife.
Language guys.
What does stop mean to you, babe?
It's awesome to see how much work and creativity goes into every production.
Totally. And after seeing that, there's no way I'm missing opening night.
Big thanks to the cast and crew for giving us a behind-the-scenes look.
Make sure to grab your tickets for the somewhat true tale of Robin Hood. November 14th at 7 p.m. and November 15th at 2 and 7 p.m. in Souhegan's Theater.
We'll see you there, and maybe in the front row. I'll be looking.
With Halloween just around the corner, it's the perfect time to talk about staying safe while having fun.
Two of our video production students, Elise and Yuki, put together a special PSA with some helpful Halloween safety tips for trick-or-treating.
From costumes to candy and everything in between, here's their spooky, smart advice for a safe night out.
Take a look at this Halloween safety PSA created by Elise and Yuki.
Halloween is fun, but before you leave to go trick-or-treating, make sure your costume is safe. Big shoes and loose props can be dangerous on Halloween night. Choose comfortable walking shoes and don't bring anything too big. Long skirts can drag on the ground and make you trip. Keep a shorter option if your costume becomes difficult to walk in. However, exposing your arms or legs in New Hampshire can be a problem. Temperatures can decrease rapidly. Always remember to check the weather and plan your costume and dress accordingly. At night, you can get swallowed by the darkness. Cars might not be able to see you, and this can be dangerous. Always bring a source of light so others can see you. Have a safe and happy Halloween. This safety PSA was brought to you by the NHHSC.
Action!
Up next, it's time to grab your popcorn and settle in, because we're talking movies.
That's right, it's Souhegan Showtime, where our very own film critic, Baylor Way, breaks down the latest releases and tells us what's worth watching.
Whether it's a blockbuster or a total flop, Baylor's got the takes that you didn't even know you needed.
Let's roll the reel. Here's Souhegan Showtime with Baylor Way.
Movies!
Did you know, on this day, 31 years ago, Pulp Fiction was released into movie theaters? Which means today, in 1994, you would have been able to watch The Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump, and Pulp Fiction all at the same time in theaters. Hi, I'm Baylor, and today I'm going to talk to you about movies for a bit. Throughout the remaining weeks of October and the month of November, there will be many films releasing, starting with the films of October. It's the spooky season, which means horror movies. Starting with VHS Halloween, a new installment in the VHS franchise, sitting with a 5.4 on IMDb and a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. The next release will be Black Phone 2, releasing October 17th. It sits with an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.9 on IMDb. Nice. But if horror movies aren't your thing, there are other films to look forward to. Like this November, we will see the release of other films such as Predator Badlands, Good Boy, Roofman, and Tron Ares, and Begonia, starring Emma Stone and being directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. This duo has also created Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things, the latter of which won Emma Stone her second Academy Award for Best Actress. Another film, though, is being released exactly a month ago, was Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn. It's been a hit for critics and audiences alike, sitting with a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.9 on IMDb, with critics calling it the best film of this year. That's all for today. Goodbye.
I always loved the movie review, even if I didn't always agree.
Same here. I still think the last movie deserved at least one more star.
Big thanks to Baylor for keeping us up to date on what's hitting the big screens.
That was Souhegan Showtime. We'll see what makes the cut next time. Next up, it's time to check in with the people helping shape what's happening here at Souhegan.
That's right. Our school community council meets to make important decisions that impact all of us, from events to policies and everything in between.
To keep us all in the loop, Community Council Connections is here with the latest updates straight from the source.
Here's Maya and Ariane with what's new in Community Council.
I'm Maya Gascoigne, and I am a junior here at Souhegan. And I am a junior grade rep, and I'm also the communicator for Community Council, and I run Communications Committee. Hi, I'm Ariane Verdina. I am a junior at-large rep, and I'm also on Communications Committee. Community Council is a group of students, staff, community members, and administration, and their role in the school is to be a governing body for the school. They work together to create policies and rules for the school to make Souhegan the best place it can be.
On Community Council, we have 5 different committees, and one of these is Communications Committee. So the purpose of Communications Committee is to spread information about Community Council, updates, and just kind of what Council is about to the student body here at Souhegan, as well as the towns of Mount Vernon and Amherst, and just any community members. So this year we're working on getting a newsletter for the Communications Committee to have a better resource for spreading information, and we also have an Instagram, so you can find us on there. We also have the Community Council bulletin board that is right across from the SRO's office. That has a lot of great updates and information about Council. It's during the school day, you can have your phone out to check the Instagram, so definitely check that out. In our committee as well, we have students, community members, and staff members, so that we have a wide variety of people and opinions, so we can get that information unbiased. We started off the year in Council by having our Community Council retreat, where Dana came to give us a little presentation on leadership. We had a lot of leadership activities and events and get to know you events so that Council can function as one body and have a great start to the year. We just approved funds to send one student with a scholarship to the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Seminar. Committees have started planning their initiatives on the year. Be on the lookout for SAC's Fright Fest in the next coming weeks. Thank you. I'm Ariane. And I'm Maya. And this has been your Community Council Connections.
That was Community Council Connections. We'll check back in with them next time for more updates.
If you're into discovering new music, keeping up with the new album drops, or arguing about which artist is overrated, this next segment is for you.
That's right, it's time for Souhegan Soundcheck, where we tune in to the latest music, news, album reviews, and what's trending on everyone's playlist.
Our host Patty O'Keefe has been listening, ranking, probably overanalyzing the latest releases, so you don't have to.
Let's just hope he goes easier on our favorite artists this time.
Here's Souhegan Soundcheck with Patty O'Keefe.
Is Patty, and this is Souhegan Soundcheck, where I'm going to cover album reviews and other major music news. Up first is an album review for the latest Yellow Card album. On October 10th, a pop-punk classic, Yellow Card, famous for songs such as Ocean Avenue, released a new album called Better Days. This album really shows that pop-punk is not dead, and is still breathing. This album also features pop-punk legends like Matt Skiba, the lead singer of Alkaline Trio, and Blink-182. And Avril Lavigne. The album opens with a high-energy song with very powerful guitar sounds in the song Better Days. As the album continues, they keep the same energy going. This is where we get to the first song that stands out to me personally as a listener, Love Letters Lost. This song features the pop-punk legend Matt Skiba. The album keeps progressing on and starts to slow down, which really shows the underlying message of the album, growth and change. Instead of only fast pace and high-octane songs, they slow it down. And this is where You Broke Me, to feature Avril Lavigne, comes in. With the line, You found me, I was broken, and you let a little hope in. which really shows the maturity of the band and the message of the album. Another great song on the album is called Bedroom Poster. The song is one of the singles, and they really pushed the growing up message by saying, "Tear down my bedroom poster when they're all gone." Overall, this is a great album, and I would give it an 8 out of 10, and I suggest you listen to it. In other major music news, Taylor Swift is under some controversy for claims that she has copied the Jackson 5 and the Pixies in her new album, Life of a Showgirl. Two of her songs sound very similar to I Want You Back and Where Is My Mind. This is a very similar idea to the 4-chord song, which you can't copyright a song for having the same chords. Lastly, Bad Bunny has been announced as the Super Bowl halftime show for Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in California. I am Patty O'Keefe, and this has been Souhegan Soundcheck. Thanks for tuning in and watching.
Thanks to Patty for keeping us up to date on the latest in music.
We'll see what tracks make the playlist next time on Souhegan Soundcheck.
She's Charlotte, she's Soleil, and welcome to our segment of Make Us Laugh for Candy, where we ask students to make us laugh, and we'll give them a piece of candy. Let's go! Let's go!
Back with.
And make us laugh.
Oh, guess what? Chicken butt. Alright. That's all I got.
What's your name?
My name is Andy Emerson.
Make us laugh.
So, a man walks into the bar. Ouch! That hurts.
Hey, did you laugh? Soleil, did you laugh?
Yeah, I did.
You got candy.
Fran. The doctor told me I was allergic to tomatoes. I went and committed 17 felonies. I went back. Yes! What do I get? What do I get?
You got candy.
Yeah. Thanks.
Phoebe. Make us laugh. 44. You laugh! Yeah, give us the candy. Come on. Have another one. Yeah, you know. We seniors are just the fun, like 6, 7, 1. Locked in, grad, dab of a meter. They're locked in. What do you call a fish with no eyes? I don't know. What's your name? Andrew. Make us laugh. Andrew, sheet out. Andrew, sheet out. Andrew, sheet out. Andrew. Good luck next time. She's Charlotte. And she's Soleil. And this has been our segment, Make Us Laugh. Thanks for watching. Bye.
And that wraps things up for the very first episode of The Claw Season 2. We kicked things off with some chills in Haunted Amherst Stories, checked out what's happening after school in Club Corner, and got the latest updates in Community Council Connections. Then, we turned up the volume with Souhegan Soundcheck, got some movie reviews in Souhegan Showtime, and found out which sweet treat rules Halloween in favorite candy. Plus, we went behind the scenes in theater, stay safe for our Halloween PSA, and ended on some laughs with Make Me Laugh. Big shout out to all our student creators, anchors, and crew who made today's show possible. Thanks for watching The Claw. I'm Logan, and we'll see you next time. Stay curious, stay creative, and always, go Sabres!